The evolution of Bugatti. The story of Bugatti is not that of a corporation that had to confront countless financial difficulties, nor that of a corporation that spreads all over the world by founding sales venues or building plants across the Atlantic. Instead, the story of Bugatti is the story of a revolutionary visionary, a young intellectual who could outline his origins back to a row of artists and artisans. So, let's discuss the evolutions of Bugatti in this video. Here we begin. History of Bugatti. Born in Milano, Italy back in 1881, Ettore was the son of Carlo Bugatti, who operated as a painter and a silversmith, sculptor, and wood carver. Despite its small size, you will find that Ettore's prototype nearly wiped clean the prizes which are thrown in at the local races. Having won an incredible 8 out of 10 events, his tricycle success furthermore fueled it. An enthusiast, Ettore joined his baby in the Paris to Bordeaux, and the buggy came in third. Delighted with this result, Ettore returned to Milano, determined to build cars. By the age of 19, Ettore Bugatti had just finished building his first real car. Yes, certainly he nailed it. Surprisingly, his automobile looked almost futuristic. From that point on, his ambition took off, and it evolved into a very prosperous business, with lots of orders coming in. Soon enough, Ettore would put forward enough money to purchase his own establishment. You will find that this auto featured a 4-speed gearbox, a 4-cylinder overhead valve engine, and a mixture of engineering modifications that only a talented builder could ever have come up with. In 1909, obtaining financial backing from banker De Fiscaia, Ettore Bugatti bought a large property in Molsheim, in the region of Alsace. Soon after his newly developed factory, Ettore chose to go a step further and create a small, lightweight racing machine that could compete in the Le Mans race. Although it seems like a 4-wheel dwarf when we compare it to its giant competitors' cars such as Fiat, the Dietrich, and others, the little but swift and strong automobile came in second, proving that Ettore was a more gifted car designer as corresponded to many of the older engineers at the time. And remember, the year was 1911. After 3 years, the destructive war came, and Ettore, much like the majority of car builders, had to redistribute his engagements to the much-required aircraft engines. However, as soon as the war was over, Ettore began his work again and became a baron, leading an extravagant lifestyle that attained him the title of Le Patron. In 1922, Bugatti launched a revolutionary car shaped like a cigar, illustrating hydraulic brakes and the factory's first 8-cylinder engine. At first, we discovered that Bugatti installed the new engine in the Type 29 race car with a short wheelbase, which was competent to indicate its power, performance, and stability in different races. In addition to technology, energy output, and quality, Ettore Bugatti has also paid attention to the engine's look and provided it with an angular, plainly structured layout. The 8-cylinder engines still resemble design pieces and are computerized marvels today. It was dubbed the Cigar, and this car debuted at the AFC Grand Prix in 1922. Surprisingly, it took second place. 1 year later, Bugatti brought up the Type 32, which resulted in sensations due to its wing-like layout, short wheelbase, and covered wheels. The Type 32 was named the Tank and showed off a redeveloped arrangement of the prior 8-cylinder engine. With the forged front axle taken from Type 22, the Type 30 was the first Bugatti production automobile to depict front brakes. 100 years ago, you will find that other cars only brake using the rear axle. But things changed when Bugatti came and cast brake shoes with helical notches that instantly interacted with the rear steel brake drums authorized for safety. Decelerations were introduced. A hydraulic system was also there, which featured on the front axle for the first time, but a cable technique replaced it in 1924 due to material crisis. Ettore Bugatti further boosted the comfort levels with the Type 30. Let's talk about it now. First, you will find that a multi-layered leather package that can absorb the shocks that were caused by generally poor road conditions was implanted. Also, Ettore innovated with the Type 32 in terms of reliability, utilizing a new kind of screw lock for the first time, which he patented. These screws, with an integrated washer and a new thread pitch, no longer came loose despite oscillations and shocks, and were closed than other screws connection. Christophe Fiochon who is the president of Bugatti, commented that the Type 30 is vital to understand the true story of Bugatti and how the premature period under founder Ettore Bugatti's supervisions assisted in the further setup of the brand at the apex of engineering superiority and as a driver of creations within the automotive industry. In 1924, Bugatti joined the Type 35 in the French Grand Prix held in Lyon, while the car's layout turned to its time's conventional open-wheel design. The Type 33 maintained the prior 8-cylinder engine and steadily evolved to be the car to beat for the next decade. Ettore Bugatti eventually realized his plan of creating the best automobile of all time back in 1926, when he brought up the Type 41 Royale. This was the most expensive car to create, with a comparable price that still exceeds anything produced since. Yet, with the Great Depressions just around the corner, the Type 41 Royale also demonstrated to be one of the Bugatti's greatest economic threats. Believe it or not, the sales of this most expensive Royale attained only 3 units. This has traumatized him and his company. Bugatti's last great accomplishment in motorsport occurred back in 1939 when, at his son's request, the corporations got ready with a supercharged Type 57 which won at Le Mans, and Pierre Willemel and Pierre Véron drove it. But tragedy started to come into his family. Unfortunately, that very exact year, on August 11, his only son Jean died in a testing run of the exact Type 57 car. And it happened just a few days later when World War II broke out. After the war was over, we got to see that several attempts were made to restore productions, but there was no distinct result. Then, in 1947, on August 21st, Ettore Bugatti perished at the age of 66 of pneumonia in a military infirmary in Paris. After that, the brand's ancestry proceeded in the form of several unfruitful coalitions. There is an aircraft company named Hispano-Suiza which bought Bugatti back in 1963. In 1987, entrepreneur Romano Atrioli bought the rights to the Bugatti name, and then it built a new factory in Campogliano, which is located in Italy. It was done to manufacture a new supercar. And soon after that, in 1991, Bugatti disclosed the EB110 supercar in Paris, applauding the 110th anniversary of Bugatti Ettore's birth. But things were not smooth for this famous company as well, because in the autumn of 1995, Bugatti Automobili S.p.A. was filed for bankruptcy, and 3 years later, German car maker Volkswagen took over the corporations in an effort to restore the sports luxury brand. During the 2001 Frankfurt Motor Show, Bugatti publicized the EB 16.4 Veyron model with a 16-cylinder and 4-turbo engine. Finally, in September 2005, the productions of the much-anticipated Veyron 16.4 started. This car obtained several media praises and specified itself as the most costly contemporary production car, while furthermore holding the fastest presentation car title for 2 years, with a homologated top speed of 408.47 km per hour, which is 253.81 miles per hour. Most people indeed know Bugatti as a car corporation because of their amazing Bugatti Veyron. With a 16-cylinder quad-turbo engine, it blows the door off every top speed record which is ever known to us. Let's talk about the Bugatti logo in brief. You must have noticed it, right? The Bugatti logo is a 3-colored oval-shaped figure, and 60 red dots illustrate either pearls or safety wires which are implanted into the narrow white bordering. The word Bugatti is carved of white letters and black shades. This emblem is finished with a stylish EB trademark, the initials of the founder Ettore Bugatti. The main hue of the Bugatti logo is red, which signifies drastic power, passion, and satisfaction to drive. White stands for dignity and nobility, while black depicts excellence and bravery. So, that's all for now. Did you find this video useful? Let me know in the comments and subscribe for more.